Have you ever felt like someone or something was watching you in the dark? No, I'm not talking about childish fears. I'm talking about that night when everything was silent and suddenly your body knew you weren't alone. This story doesn't start in a book or a movie. It begins in a real place. A road lost in the heart of Brazil. No streetlights, no houses, just forest and darkness. He tried to restart it. Nothing. He reached for his phone, no signal. That's when he saw her. On the side of the road, a woman, alone, in a white dress. It didn't make sense. Who would be there in the middle of the night so far from any town? She didn't raise her hand for help. She didn't move. She just stared straight into the truck's cabin. Have you heard of the Bride of the Road? Some say it's just a legend. Others swear they've seen her. But what Elias experienced that night was more than a legend. It was an encounter that would change his life forever. And maybe, after hearing this to the end, you'll never drive alone at night without checking your rearview mirror. Take a deep breath, turn off the lights, close your eyes if you dare. Because today, you're going to walk with me down the road where reality and nightmare collide. And the question remains, will you come back from this journey whole? Elias didn't know what to do. Inside the truck, the silence was so heavy, it made his own breathing hurt. The woman was still there, standing motionless, staring at him. He thought, it's just someone lost. Maybe they need help. But something was wrong. Something in her gaze. It wasn't desperation, it was expectation. Against the instinct screaming inside him, Elias opened the door. The cold wind rushed in like a warning. He stepped out, feeling every stone under his boots, his heart pounding like a hammer. "Ma'am, are you okay?" he asked, his voice trembling. No answer. She just turned her face, slowly, and Elias noticed something impossible. Her eyes didn't reflect the moonlight. They were like two dark voids, as if there was nothing inside. Suddenly, the truck's radio turned on by itself. A distorted voice, almost a wail, echoed, "He shouldn't have left the truck." Elias froze. He looked back at the woman. And now, she wasn't meters away anymore. She was 2 steps from him. Before he could react, her hand touched his arm, cold, icy, and a flood of images invaded his mind. Crashed cars, people crying, lives torn apart on the roadside. He heard voices, screams, and a whisper repeating the same phrase like an endless echo. "You'll drive with me forever." Elias fell to his knees, screaming. When he opened his eyes, she was gone, but it wasn't relief. Because on the truck's windshield, a word was written in what looked like dried blood. Return. He didn't remember writing it. He didn't remember seeing anyone write it. But the mark was there, and since that night, Elias has never been able to drive without feeling that someone was sitting in the back seat. Do you think this was just his imagination? Then listen. Because 3 weeks later, on the same road, another truck driver swore he saw the same woman, and what happened to him was even worse. 3 weeks later, at the same curve, another truck driver named Roberto stopped his vehicle. He too saw a female figure on the roadside, the same description, long hair, light dress, barefoot. Roberto told his colleagues that when he tried to speed up to avoid stopping, the engine just died. And in the rearview mirror, he swore he saw her face pressed against the glass, as if she had crossed the night in a single leap. Her eyes, the same. 2 voids of darkness. The next day, they found the truck overturned in a ditch, just a few meters away. Roberto didn't survive. But the strangest part, there were no skid marks. It was as if he had simply let go of the wheel and waited for the crash. It wasn't an isolated case. Locals began reporting the same woman, appearing to motorcyclists, travelers, and even police on patrol. Some heard banging on their car roofs in the dead of night. Others said she crossed the road, slowly, forcing drivers to swerve and almost always causing fatal accidents. And with every tragedy, a phrase appeared somewhere at the scene, on the asphalt, on shattered glass, even in charred notebooks. The same word, return. That's when a retired investigator known only as Almeida entered the story. He had lost a brother in an accident on that highway years earlier. Skeptical, he decided to collect testimonies, note dates, and cross-reference information. The result was chilling. Nearly all fatal accidents happened on the same 12-kilometer stretch, almost always around 3 a.m., and in many cases the victim had mentioned seeing a woman hitchhiking. Almeida uncovered something even more disturbing. Decades earlier, a young woman named Helena had been run over there trying to escape captivity. The driver never stopped. Her body was only found days later. Since then, locals swear her spirit wanders the asphalt, not seeking revenge, but seeking company. And that's where the question becomes unavoidable. Did Elias, by opening the truck door that night, not just see Helena, but accept her invitation to never drive alone again? If you think this story is already disturbing, wait until you hear what happened when they tried to perform an exorcism on the road. Lights failed, radios went haywire, and to this day, no one can explain what they saw that night. After years of accidents, reports, and unexplained deaths, the locals decided to do something extreme. They invited 2 priests from nearby towns and scheduled an exorcism ritual at the exact spot on the road where the woman was most often seen. It was a new moon night. The highway was closed. Only the priests, a few local police officers, and a handful of witnesses stayed, surrounded by makeshift torches and cars positioned in a circle. The tension was so thick, no one dared speak loudly. Some said they already felt a weight in the air. Others heard footsteps, but there was no one. At midnight sharp, the priests began their prayers. With each word, the wind seemed to grow stronger, as if trying to drown their voices. The police radios crackled on their own, switching frequencies, emitting strange noises. Until, for a few seconds, a female voice echoed through the speakers. "Return, return, return." The officers, startled, turned off the devices. But the voices continued. Now they came from the asphalt. Suddenly, the car's lights flickered all at once. The generator used to light the highway failed, and in total darkness, someone shouted, "She's here!" When the lights flickered back on, even for a moment, everyone saw her. In the middle of the road, a female figure dressed in white, hair covering her face, barefoot, standing, staring at the priests. Some swear her eyes weren't human, but 2 black wells reflecting the invisible moon that night. Others say they saw her body floating a few centimeters above the ground. One detail no one forgot: her dress was stained with blood, right at the abdomen, as if it were a reminder of the hit and run that killed her. The priests raised their crosses and continued the prayers. A deafening wind swept through, as if thousands of voices were screaming together. The torches went out one by one, and the asphalt cracked in small red lines, as if fire were breathing beneath it. One officer fainted. Another dropped his gun and ran, saying he felt hands pulling at his legs. The ritual lasted 40 minutes. At its peak, the figure screamed with a voice so shrill it shattered the car's windows. Then, silence. Her body vanished. But in its place, a mark remained on the ground. The word, "I returned," etched into the scorched asphalt. After that night, the accidents decreased. For a while, they believed the spirit had been banished, but the locals know it's not that simple. Some still hear banging on their cars when passing through that stretch. Others see the woman walking along the shoulder as if nothing had changed. And the most disturbing part, every month on the new moon, truckers' radios pick up the same message, always the same word, return. But is this spirit just Helena? Or was something far greater awakened that night? Thank you for watching another chilling case from Brazilian territory. Like and follow us for more videos like this, and don't forget to subscribe to support the channel.